sports is full of statistics. In fact, same kids that hate math, that think they hate math, that love video games and love sports, are constantly bragging to their friends about stats, statistics, whether it be baseball or basketball or football. So I'm going to take a simple example that I discovered. A kid who actually loves football, likes to follow football, but didn't understand and know how the NFL stats work. It's all math, but just take a I just want to take a simple example. So if you how does the NFL compute NFL standings? You have two teams right now. This is the current records in 2025. The 49ers have 9 wins and 4 losses. The Packers have 8 wins and 3 losses and 1 tie. What is the actual record? The piece, if you look at the actual standings, you'll see. If you look at the actual standings, you see win, loss, and ties. In the regular season, ties are possible. So the PCT, a statistic that I find students don't even know what it means or how it's computed. So yes, that number, it's a decimal number, it's a fraction, which is something that so many students hate, or decimals that they think they understand but don't really understand. Defines the standings, defines the actual number that defines the ranking of the teams. And it's based on, the percentage is based on a formula of wins, loss, and ties. And I'm going to show you that formula now and show you how it's computed. So yes, this formula is algebra. So again, for the sports fan who wonders what is algebra for, it is for everything that they do in life, and they don't realize it. So let's just take a look at what this formula is. So in algebra, we basically assign letters, variables, for the different values. So for example, here, let's say, I'm going to say let W equal number of wins. Because again, we want to define, if we can translate a word problem or a problem into an algebraic expression, it becomes easier to solve. So let W equal number of wins, let T equal number of ties, and let L equal number of losses. The percentage, that PCT number, which is the ranking, which is the number that ranks every team, is the percent that defines the formula for that ranking. PCT is wins plus ties divided by 2. Okay, so this is an algebraic expression, which in school looks scary, but when there's meaning behind it, it becomes interesting and fun. Don't expect your kid to suddenly fall in love with math based on this. Okay, that'll take some doing. To find out more about how to do that, click the link below. Let's talk. Let me meet your child, and let's find out where they are in math, what their challenges are in math, and how to solve them. But this is just to point out, to answer the question, what's the point of math? What's the point of algebra? It turns out, if you look into it, that most kids do have some relationship to math. They just don't realize it. There is something in their life that does use math, and they just don't realize it. And because the way it's taught in school, it's all trauma, all pain, and all suffering. And even if they realize that it might be useful, the trauma caused in school is so painful that they'll reject it. So again, don't think that you're going to show this to your kid and suddenly they're going to say, oh yeah, great, I'm going to learn math. It's not going to work. Let's talk. Click the link below. Let's talk. So in the meantime, let's take a look at this formula. So it's wins plus T over 2 divided by, open parentheses, wins plus loss plus ties. And that is the formula. Let's take this as an example. So take, for example, the 49ers that have 9 wins and 4 losses. Then the way you compute the percentage for the 49ers right now is 9 wins divided by 9 wins plus 4 losses, which total 9 divided by 13, and that's 692. Now, of course, you can do this in a calculator, but of course, it's so much more fun to do by hand, which is another subject that students hate, long division, because it was never explained correctly, and everything is painful to them. The way it's been explained to them is all pain. But in the meantime, you can use the calculator. The Packers, for example, on the other hand, PCT is 8 plus 1 over 2. So basically, you take the formula and you plug in the numbers. The W is 8, wins is 8, plus 1 tie over 2. Okay, that's the formula, divided by the wins plus losses plus the tie. So 8 plus 3 plus 1 is 12, and therefore 8.5 divided by 12 is 708. Now, it's not always obvious which is in fact, the reason for these percentages, and these are what's used in all the calculations of ranking and tie breaking and what happens when there's a tie, a whole lot of complexity. This is the simple math of NFL standings. We'll get into the more complex math, but let's just deal with the simple concept of using a formula. So again, if you have Team A that has 8 wins and 7 losses and 2 ties, this is a hypothetical, and Team B that has 8 wins, 8 losses, and 1 tie, what is the team with the better record? So Team A, the percentage of plugging into the formula is 8 plus 2 over 2, the number of wins plus 2 ties divided by 2, divided by wins 8 plus losses 7 plus ties. That ends up being 9. 8 plus 2, 8 plus 2 over 2 is 9. And 9 divided by 17 is 0.529. So that team would have 529. Team B that has 8 wins and 8 losses and 1 tie. This is not totally obvious by looking at the numbers. But if you plug it into the formula, you get 8 plus a half divided by 8 plus 8 plus 1 is 8.5 divided by 17 is 500. So Team A has a slightly better percentage, which matters a lot when it comes to the rankings and getting into the playoffs and how tiebreakers are figured out and wild cards are figured out and a whole lot of things. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of the amount of math and the significance of math in football, in NFL in particular, but in sports in general. It is all sports are all full of they're all full of math, and most things that kids like to do are full of math. Those ones like to cook or bake or go shopping. Just they have been so traumatized, and everything's presented out of context that to them they think they can't do math when in fact they can. It is my passion to find out that they can and take the students who think they are no good at math, who think they can't learn math, who struggle the most, and in fact show them that they can do math. And when that happens, it's amazing to see the students who were failing and getting zeros go to the top of the class and getting A's. I've seen this over and over again. Click the link below. I'd love to meet with you and talk to your child.